We were having a conversation this morning. We thought we'd compare Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, Stephen A. Who's the better player?
As much as I can respect people asking that question, Kerry, Skip, the fact of the matter is that I don't think it can be answered because I don't think that I look at them as two completely different players. Steve Nash was a bona fide, legitimate, quintessential point guard who could really, really shoot the rock. Allen Iverson was a shooting guard, a scoring machine, the likes of which I have not seen for his size ever in NBA history. You ask me, I'm sorry, you know I'm biased. You know who I'm going with. I'm going with the answer. I'm going with Allen Iverson. I'm going with a guy. Listen, on this show, we are honest, Skip, and we are going to be honest and straightforward and express the appropriate level of humility. I've accomplished a great, great deal in my career. I owe a debt of gratitude to a lot of people in terms of family, friends, loved ones, etc. I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. No matter how skilled and gifted I think I am, Skip, I'm not sitting here today. I'm not Stephen A. I haven't accomplished what I have accomplished in my career if it were not for me, if it were not for Allen Iverson. He is the reason I have achieved what I have achieved. Having to cover him every day for the first 10 years of his career, as much of a headache as it was sometimes, this brother was as real as it came. He brought it not just on the court, but off the court in terms of what he expressed honestly to me about who he was, what he believed, etc., etc. And when he got on the court, Skip, when we talk about a warrior, I've never seen anything like it. I know Isaiah Thomas as a little man, I would take him because he's a champion and a point guard and a leader and all of this other stuff. The Nate Tiny Archibalds of the world. Yep. I wasn't around to watch Bob Cousy. I wasn't born half the time he was playing, even though I have profound respect for him. But for me, modern day era, I'm rolling with the answer. I know Steve Nash could play. I know he's a future Hall of Famer. No disrespect to him. He should have had one MVP, not two league MVPs. Shaquille O'Neal was robbed of one of those league MVPs, Skip, and you know it. But I got some news for you. Allen Iverson is the greatest warrior I have ever seen. This dude was an assassin and would take you a career 26-point per game average. They underestimate the fact that he averaged 6 assists a game. This dude, you talk about a big game, you talk about warfare, I'm talking in a sports parlance, of course, you talk about guys going up against each other, talking about somebody whose heart you could rely upon to accept and embrace and answer the bell to a challenge. You give me Allen Iverson. I'm rolling with that brother. I'm sorry, I love Steve Nash. Love him. Okay, but there's no way on earth. I mean, somebody should slap me. I should be kidnapped and banned from television if I was to pick Steve Nash over Allen Iverson. It cannot happen. I'm sorry. I can't do it, Skip. I just can't do it.
He won't do it, Skip.
I appreciate that. And by the way, before I answer this question, speaking of the answer, I want to tell you that you are the reason for your success. I don't want to give Allen too much credit here. You can give him a little bit, but you are the reason that you got where you are. I'm going to say that.
He means a lot to
me. I know.
He means a lot to me.
I get that.
He just does.
Okay, back to the question. This is very difficult for me because I have so much respect for that little warrior you just spoke of. And I don't disagree with one statement you just made. But in the end, you did have to qualify with for his size. He was the greatest scorer for his size. Stephen A., how tall was this man? 5'11"?
Yeah.
He said, you give him 6 feet? 5'11" and a half?
Allen Iverson?
Yeah.
Allen Iverson, legit. Allen Iverson was about 5'11". They said a 6-foot guard. He actually, I don't believe he was 6 feet.
I don't either. Okay, Steve Nash is listed as 6 feet 3 inches tall. I have stood next to him in several locker rooms. I think he's real close to 6'3". He's built oddly. He has kind of long limbs for his height, and I think he is taller than he played. You think of him as the little point guard, but I think he's taller a la Steve Kerr than you think that he really was. So, Stephen A., I'm going to give this much edge, the slightest of edge, to Steve Nash. And I'm going to tell you why. This man was a wizard of a passer of the basketball. To me, to my eye, he was the greatest wow passer we've ever seen. I'm not saying he's the all-time, all-around greatest passer, because that would be somewhere between Magic and Stockton, and I think I would give that edge to Magic Johnson. But on wow passes, on spectacular passes, where you sat back and said, where did he come up with that one? That happened every night with Steve Nash. 5 times he led this league in assists. Twice, as you point out, he won MVPs, and I'm with you. The second one I did not think he deserved, but he was certainly in the conversation and did win 2 MVPs. Stephen A., you know the 50-40-90 club? Do you know that one, where you have to shoot 50% from the field, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line? It's a very exclusive club. Yep. Nash leads the way. He did it 4 times. The next in the club is Bird with 2. And then you have Mark Price, Reggie, Dirk, and Kevin Durant. That's a very exclusive club, and Steve Nash leads it with 4 times in that club. He's a 43% career three-point shooter, and he is a 90% career free throw shooter, which ranks #1 all time. #1 from the free throw line, and he got his team 4 times to the conference finals, and he ran into Spurs, Dirk's Mavericks in '06, and then Kobe's Lakers in 2010. 4 times. Allen got his Sixers, and Allen's an overachiever, because at 5 feet 11 inches, he got them to the one you covered, 1 conference final, which they won against the Milwaukee Bucks of Ray Allen and Cassell. Yes. And then he got them to the 1 finals against those Lakers.
Yeah.